What's up, YouTube? Jeff, your Style O.G. And on today's video, I have my 10 recommendations for the best spring colognes for this year. If you're new to the channel, we release a new video every Monday, Thursday, and Saturday at 4 p.m. Eastern, discussing various men's lifestyle topics such as style, grooming, and dating. I invite you to subscribe, tap that notification bell, and join us. And to my returning friends like Alex Pugh, salute. Now, when it comes to selecting a spring cologne, there's a few key features you want to be on the lookout for. You want it to be fresh, you want it to be crisp. You want it to be light, you want it to be bright, you don't want it to be too heavy. But on the other hand, you still need a little bit of woodsiness because you need it to be masculine. On today's video, I've got 10 great spring fragrances, some holdovers from previous years, and a few new entries as well. And of course, I'm gonna have a link in the description to every cologne I talk about in today's video if you wanna pick up one or two for yourself. So without any further delay, let's hop right into the video about the best spring colognes for this year. First up, we have a great fresh spring fragrance that lets you know it's fresh right in the name. I highly recommend you check out Versace Man, Eau Fresh. This one is citrusy, it's aromatic, it's woodsy, it's crisp. And it arrives at this scent with top notes of white lemon and grapefruit, mid notes of sage, tarragon, and cedar leaves, and base notes of sycamore woods, musk, and amber. All combining to give you, yes, a fresh, citrusy, aromatic, breezy scent, but still very masculine. It's clean, it's warm, and of course it's very fresh. I highly recommend you check out Versace Man, Eau Fresh. Next up, I have a fragrance to grab if you're looking for one that's extremely clean. It's crisp, it's powdery, and it's fresh. I highly recommend you check out Prada L'Homme. This one is clean, it's crisp, and it's masculine. And it arrives at this scent with a combination of top notes of citrus, neroli, and spicy pepper, mid notes of iris, amber, and geranium, and base notes of cedar and patchouli. All combining to give you this very clean, very floral, but still masculine and fresh scent. Super clean, super crisp, very appropriate for the spring. I highly recommend you check out Prada L'Homme. Next up, we have a fresh, sexy aquatic scent that I've been wearing for the last several springs. I highly recommend you check out Dolce & Gabbana's Light Blue. This one is sexy, it's masculine, and it's bright. And it arrives at this scent with a combination of top notes of mandarin, juniper, and grapefruit, mid notes of rosemary, rosewood, and pepper, and base notes of musk, incense, and amber, all combining to give you a fresh, aromatic, crisp, bright scent. This one is super clean. I absolutely love it. Hands down, one of the freshest, brightest scents you can grab for the spring. I highly recommend you check out Dolce & Gabbana's Light Blue. Next up, I have a pick for the guy that's looking for a spring scent that's sexy and sophisticated. I highly recommend you check out Tom Ford's Neroli Portofino. This one is fresh, it's spicy, it's floral, it's masculine. And it arrives at its scent with a combination of top notes of bergamot, mandarin orange, bitter orange, and lemon, mid notes of neroli, jasmine, and orange flower, and base notes of amber and ambrette. As I mentioned before, this is for the sophisticated, mature guy who needs a spring fragrance. It's fresh, it's spicy, it's clean, and I absolutely love its smooth citrus tones. So if you want an elevated, clean scent for the very stylish guy, I highly recommend you check out Tom Ford Neroli Portofino. Next up, I have an earthy, green, citrusy scent that I call one of my spring no-brainers. You definitely want to check out Hermès's Terre d'Hermès. To me, this one is a spring classic. I love its green, grassy, earthy feel. Really makes you think of getting outdoors for the warmer weather. And it arrives at its great scent with a combination of grapefruit accords, flint, patchouli, black pepper, and along with some cedar. And what you get is a very earthy, very green, yet warm scent that to me is very unique. Terre d'Hermès is a spring scent I've been recommending every year, and this year is no different. You want a no-brainer, clean, green, earthy scent? I highly recommend you check out Terre d'Hermès. Next up, we have another perennial spring favorite that's so good, not only will you find it on my list, you'll find it on almost any guy's spring recommendations. I highly recommend you check out Chanel Allure Homme Sport. This is a great marine, spicy, sweet, citrusy scent. And it arrives at its great scent with a combination of top notes of orange, C notes, aldehydes, and blood mandarin, mid notes of pepper, neroli, and cedar, and base notes of tonka bean, vanilla, white musk, and amber, all combining to give you this fresh, marine, warm, masculine scent. To me, Chanel Allure Homme Sport just screams spring. A great scent for this spring or any spring. Next up, we have a phenomenal aromatic, fruity, masculine scent that's quickly become my everyday signature scent since I picked it up a couple of months ago. I highly recommend you take a look at Creed Aventus Cologne. Now, not to be confused with the classic Creed Aventus, this one is slightly different. Think of it as a lighter, fresher, more versatile version of Creed Aventus. I absolutely love this scent. It's a combination of top notes of ginger, mandarin orange, and pink pepper, mid notes of vetiver, patchouli, and sandalwood, and base notes of musk, birch, and tonka bean, all combining to give you a fresh, crisp, woodsy, and slightly fruity scent. It's clean, it's aromatic, and it's extremely wearable. I absolutely love Creed Aventus, but if I'm gonna wear one every day, I definitely would grab Creed Aventus Cologne. Next up, we have a citrus, woody, aromatic scent that's super popular, and I would call it a modern day classic. If you want a spring scent that'll work for almost every guy, I highly recommend you check out Dior Sauvage. This one is light yet warm and super crisp and very wearable. And it arrives at its great scent with a combination of top notes of pepper and bergamot, mid notes of geranium, patchouli, cedar, and lavender, and base notes of ambroxan and cedar, all combining to give you this fantastic, crisp yet warm scent. It's citrusy, it's woodsy, it's spicy, very spring appropriate. I highly recommend you take a look at Dior Sauvage. Next up, we have the second entrant on our list today from Versace, a powerful, sexy, crisp scent that's for the young and the young at heart. I highly recommend you take a look at Versace Eros. Now, to me, this is probably the best spring date night cologne. It's powerful but still crisp and clean. And it arrives at its great scent with a combination of top notes of mint leaves, green apple, and lemon, mid notes of tonka bean, geranium, and ambroxan, and base notes of vanilla, vetiver, oak moss, and cedarwood, all combined to give you this crisp, seductive, powerful but crisp scent. A great spring night scent, an attention getter, and great for the young and the young at heart. I highly recommend you check out Versace Eros. Next up, I have a fragrance for the guy who's looking for a fresh, modern scent but likes a little touch of sweetness in his cologne. I highly recommend you check out Yves Saint Laurent's Y. I absolutely love Yves Saint Laurent's Y, especially when I want a scent that's clean, spring appropriate, but I want a little sweetness, as I mentioned. And it arrives at its great scent with a combination of top notes of aldehydes, bergamot, and ginger, mid notes of sage, geranium, and violet, and base notes of incense, fir, cedar, and musk. This one is fresh, it's modern, it's clean, it's sweet. One of my favorite new releases over the last several years, and did I mention, it gets a ton of compliments. So if you're looking for a crisp, modern, fresh, but sweet scent, I highly recommend you take a look at Yves Saint Laurent's Y. Spring is just a great time to get rid of the heavy scents and add in something fresh, clean, bright, and breezy. And you definitely can find that in the bunch of choices we talked about on today's video. Now, as always, I don't want this to be about just my favorite picks. You fragrance guys out there, let the Style O.G family know what colognes you recommend for the spring.